The Lord of the Rings, a franchise trapped in time. The upcoming Lord of the Rings movie, The Hunt for Gollum, promises to take us back to the beloved world of Middle-earth. But it also highlights a persistent issue that has plagued not just this franchise, but many others in the fantasy and sci-fi genres. Let's face it, the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, directed by Peter Jackson, is a masterpiece, a pinnacle of cinematic achievement. However, the challenge arises when we try to move beyond those iconic films and characters. It's a trap that many franchises fall into, and it's a tricky one to escape. The familiarity trap. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, the Hobbit movies, and now The Hunt for Gollum all seem to be caught in a cycle of relying on what audiences already know and love. While The Hobbit had some creative liberties due to its prequel nature, even it couldn't resist expanding the roles of familiar characters, perhaps to its own detriment. This trend is not unique to Lord of the Rings. Major franchises like Star Wars, the MCU, and Harry Potter often fall into the trap of leaning heavily on nostalgia and connections to their original, beloved properties. It's a safe bet, but it limits the creative potential and the ability to tell truly unique stories. Breaking free, the exception to the rule. There are rare instances where franchises manage to break free and tell fresh stories without relying on the crutch of familiarity. Star Wars Andor is a prime example, focusing on its own story, characters, and world, with the franchise taking a back seat. This approach feels more organic and allows for genuine evolution and growth. The Middle-earth conundrum. Middle-earth has a vast history spanning thousands of years, yet the franchise seems reluctant to explore stories that don't involve the most recognizable characters or the One Ring. There's a sense of untapped potential, especially if we journey back to the First Age, but legal complexities surrounding rights may complicate matters. The audience's role. Audiences also play a significant part in this cycle. Take the MCU, for instance, where the most popular films are often those packed with cameos, while newer releases struggle to find the same level of success. It's a delicate balance, but if a franchise can find a way to tell compelling stories with relatively lower budgets, it might just provide a solid foundation for future growth. The Hunt for Gollum. A step back or a new direction. The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, directed by and starring Andy Serkis, is set to release in theaters on December 17, 2027. Will it be a step back into the familiar, or a bold new direction for the franchise? What do you think? Join the conversation and share your thoughts in the comic book forum.